Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering October 10th through the 16th, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these to be timeless readings. So welcome friends. I do want to start with a little disclaimer or by sharing I am experiencing another great loss in my life. If you've been following my channel, you always know that I'm upbeat and positive, and I try to fill these readings with nourishment and love and support and guidance. But life happens, so I don't know how this is gonna go. I'm still a little emotional and sad. Those of you who have been following my journey for the last 14 years, I've talked about my adopted grandma, who's had an instrumental role in my spiritual life, and she transitioned this week. So although she was 86 years young, she just had her birthday, and she's free and she's liberated and she wanted to be reunited with Grandpa. I'm still sad, so I'm healing. I don't know how this reading is going to go, so I apologize in advance for any hiccups or bumps or any mistakes that I may make as I am embracing this energy. I also know when I connect with the divine, it lifts my spirits. So that being said, I decided that I'm going to channel and work with the Mother Mary Oracle deck this week. And I'm going to continue with the divine feminine energy. So the message of healing this week will come from the Soulful Woman deck. The action steps to take this week will come from Nature's Whispers. What you're being gifted with this week will come from Queen of the Moon Oracle. And we will finish up with an overall message of love from the Whispers of Love guidebook deck. So, all right, let's begin. Let me start by opening space, inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that would like to assist with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. So I'd like to specifically connect my heart to the heart of Mother Mary. So this deck, this Mother Mary Oracle, has many different aspects of the Mother Mary. So I'm going to ask, connecting with the energy of Mother Mary, what aspect of her loving energy wants to come forth this week. I don't know if it's just myself. I try to clear my energy as much as possible, but I'm feeling I certainly need nurturing and love this week. So I am also feeling that energy for the planet, and specifically Earth Angels, gentleness, nurturing, compassion, and love. So Mother Mary, what aspect of you do the Earth Angels need this week? So that was an easy pull. Let's begin. Our Lady of Divine Direction. Perfect. So this is card number 35. Right off the bat, I see 5 plus 3. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 8 is an energy of abundance. It also can be an energy of cycles, repeated cycles over and over again. And so what happens is if we're stuck in unconsciously or unknowingly in repeated patterns and cycles, same energy, same experiences, it kind of lowers our vibration. And the 8s can symbolize that your abundance may be outside of the cycles and the patterns. So it really, the energy kind of goes in sync. So when you see repetition of 8s, for me, my heart like lights up, and I get excited about abundance, but I also check in what I'm doing in that moment, and I'm saying, and I check in with my thoughts. Am I having repeated unhealthy thoughts that aren't nourishing my soul? Am I focusing on worries or fears? And I just kind of do a check-in. And if I'm good, then I soak in that 8 energy, and I just say, yes, more of this abundance in my life, or something even better. And I kind of really embrace the gratitude of the gifts that are in my life. So, with this energy of divine direction, right? So sometimes our own self-imposed limitations, thoughts, belief systems can cloud our ability to see, whether it's intuitively or visually, the way forward. So Mother Mary, I feel like, is gifting you, coming in to support you with divine direction. So I am going to read from the book. These cards are fairly new to me, and I just don't feel like I'm doing it her justice. So that's the initial channeled message. So her message to you says, I am guiding you, my child, and I ask you to trust me. Recently you had, or soon you will have, a sudden change in direction in a matter that perhaps surprises you. Do not resist this. Allow my hand to guide the course of your life direction. I have foreseen a pitfall that you can easily avoid while still reaching your destination. Pray to me and trust, and together we shall journey on towards the goal. So I feel like she's coming in here and offering some support. We are still in this Mercury retrograde in Libra energy. This week, Saturn goes back direct. Saturn is a big planet, with direction and decision. So that is going direct. So we can feel this week a tug of war, a release of energy. And we're being reminded to go with the flow in a sense of releasing the timeline or the expected outcomes of something. And, if there are hiccups and bumps along the way and things aren't working out as you thought they should, maybe just kind of leaning back and calling in the Divine Mother, as she's saying here that I've got you. Trust me. All is in divine and perfect order. Let me see here. So the book also says there are times when the quickest way to a destination is not the most obvious or direct route. When you have the wise eyes of the mother watching over your journey, she will nudge you to take an alternative route if there is a big hole in the middle of the road up ahead. Even though you can't see it yet, perhaps you had an experience driving home when you felt that your usual route wasn't such a good idea. You either trusted your gut and went a different way, only to find out later there was a big accident or backed up traffic on that traditional route. Or you may have ignored your intuition and only end up at that big accident and stuck in the backed up traffic. So I feel like she's giving you answers here to say, like, especially with Mercury retrograde. I'm going to just kind of like put the book here for a minute if you want to pause the video and read the rest of it. But I feel like she's giving you some foresight, almost like a heads up this week. I know I experience with Mercury retrogrades construction zones and lots of detours, and I'm already prepared for it because it happens to me, and it could be law of attraction, but I have learned to practice patience in those moments. And I've just learned that, learning an alternate route to something in a roadblock can actually assist you in the future. So many times, just going to turn the page again, if you want to stop this, pause this, screenshot it at some point. more often than not, those detours can be information and guidance that can support you in the future. So there has been detours throughout my life, figuratively and literally, that taught me something. Maybe I learned a faster way, an easier way, a way that I don't want to go anymore. So when we're experiencing roadblocks, right, or we're experiencing like the twists and turns of life, it's pushing us in a different direction. It can be very uncomfortable. And so I feel like Mother Mary this week is just reminding you that she is the Lady of Divine Direction. And if you are experiencing that, call on her for assistance. And even if, you're not sure, you're aware that maybe things are taking longer than expected, maybe there's extra hiccups and bumps. Remember, the universe is always, if it's your divine purpose and it's connected to your spiritual journey, the universe is always going to want to dot its I's and cross its T's for you. So sometimes those timelines get pushed back, or sometimes there's, unexpected or unforeseen things that pop up. Know that it's those things that the universe is dotting their I's and crossing their T's, and it's a little aggravating now, but know that it will actually make your life easier in the future. Better to have these things come up now when we're kind of just in a rested state, let's say, going towards the end of the year, rather than when we're in the thick of it, needing to take action. So really, there's this trust that's coming in for you this week. All right, so Mother Mary, what message of healing do you have for the Earth Angels this week? I love all this red energy. What message of healing do you have for the Earth Angels this week? Okay. The power of self-talk. Yes, self-love, self-soothing, nurturing. Again, it's card number 11, right? 11 is a powerful number. It's when 11 pops up in your life, it is an opportunity for you to take pause and just reflect on what is going on or what's on your mind, right? If your energy is in the worries, the fears, the doubts, which is very common and normal, being able to kind of shift that back into, maybe it's calling on the angels or the divine for assistance, surrendering it and releasing it to God, Source, Creator. Or if you've got really great stuff going on in that moment, it's a time to amplify that energy. More of this or something even better. When you see the 11s, it's like a doorway or portal is opening up. So focus your attention on that which you desire. Adventure, play, laughter, fun, and freedom, right? More of this or something even better. So it's a great time to check in. So the card here says, when my self-talk is kinder, I'm empowered in my capacity to pursue my dreams and believe in myself. Oh, this is so beautiful how, maybe the Divine Mother is seeing us working so hard and, doing all the things on the spiritual journey, and these hiccups and bumps and things come along the way. So checking in and making sure that you're nurturing yourself, you're self-soothing, comforting that inner child, right? So, for example, I've just kind of been going through this experience and I've just been sad and not really motivated to do much. And I have at this point, I have 3 days of dishes that have piled up, and there's just a part of me that likes a neat everything, was kind of nudging at me. But then there was this other part of me that knew I needed to be on the couch in a blanket and just self-soothing. So again, practice discernment with, all the things that you're doing. And if you're feeling discomfort, if you're feeling adversity, if you're feeling challenged, if you're feeling confused or uncertain, those are all energies of change and shift. And when so much change is upon us as we're in this 5 universal year, as we're in this space, things can get really scary, right? For the inner child and for the human part of us, right? So being able to listen and be aware of if that critic, that inner critic is barking up the tree, right? If, you're being jolted or scared, just kind of be mindful of the energies you're surrounded by, right? This isn't to say, like activate like victim, like, oh, I'm stuck in this energy and it's this person. Being able to create some space for yourself, to give yourself some quiet time, whether it's in your car, whether it's in your bathroom, whether it's, outside for a walk or a drive, being mindful and paying attention to, any part of you that may feel like you're making mistakes, or maybe you don't know what you're doing and you're learning, right? So I feel like it's Mother Mary saying, like, I've got you, trust that we're moving in the right direction, and I need you right now to be kind to yourself, nurturing and loving. I see the dove here. The dove is represents wisdom, right? So here we are saying always, and for me, I see the dove as the Holy Spirit. Also to the angel Shamuel. Angel Shamuel is the angel of peace as well, and I see his symbolism as the dove, and Shamuel helps with change and transition. So it's another little nugget besides Mother Mary this week. You can also call upon the Archangel Shamuel if you're going through a transition or change, or you're at a crossroads in your life and you need to make some decisions. Shamuel's color is mint green. He's also the angel of lost things. There were many times throughout my life that I felt like I was lost on my spiritual journey, and so Shamuel would always, the signs that I would get would be Andy's mint chocolates, or I would see mint bowls, like people would have bowls of mints all over. I would crave, what is that? Mint ice cream, with the chocolate chips, mint chocolate chip ice cream. I would crave that. And I knew that it was the energy of Shamuel reminding me to call on him, because when we're going through transition, it's really hard to experience that inner peace. So, I feel like, all this energy can support you this week. I see the energy of a shakeup, but it doesn't seem like dramatic and chaotic. I almost wonder if you're already in it, and this is just a message of support. Like, don't get lost in the fog. Just keep following the light forward. You're almost out of it. So let me see here. So, what action steps can you take this week to support your healing journey, the space you're in? What action steps can you take? Mother Mary, what action steps can the Earth Angels take this week? I feel like I want to take this one. Is this just one? Yeah. Bountiful harvests. And we have card number 10. I feel like, we are here in the Northern Hemisphere experiencing fall. Again, it also goes with the abundance energy of the 8. We've got some really great energy here. So 2 + 8 = 10, which is 1. 1 is new beginnings. We have the 1 and the 11 here. And then we have the 8, right? The 2 is have faith. Everything's going to be okay. We've got the 5 of transition. 3s I usually see as like the Trinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. And, for me, it's a Christian Trinity, but there's also an Egyptian and a Hindu Trinity as well. So, whatever that divine love, divine wisdom, divine power energy that resonates with you, connect with that, because it's almost like sometimes we can experience these hiccup and bumps and that we can get activated if, again, we have that energy of making mistakes or getting something right or wrong, and it activates that inner critic, right? It's a reminder to just kind of pull out of that and speak to yourself as you as a natural caregiver would speak to a loved one, somebody you're taking care of. I've been really blessed to have met so many wonderful, genuine earth angels on my journey. It really is humbling. I say that all the time, but one of the things that, I always experience is the shadow part of that is the self-critic or the self-loathing or the challenge with the self-love, myself included, right? So we're in this space right now that challenges and adversity can give you an opportunity to change the old patterns of how you move through things, right? How tough you are on yourself, and really activate the love, that motherly love of your inner child this week, right? So we need all parts of us to be on board to go forward. That inner, the innocence of the baby, the inner child, the adolescent, the young adult, depending on how old you are, right? And as you move through those energies. So this could be a time of self-reflection this week, self-awareness, being present, that's all connected to the feminine energy. So I just feel like this is saying the action steps is knowing that this work that you're doing is going to shift your vibration and lead to the bountiful harvest. I'm going to read the book on that one too, because that card has come up before. Again, we have another dove here, right? So peace, that's coming in. We've got the butterfly, transformation, we've got the world. She's got the world at her hands. Let me see here. Okay, so this card says, you have access to the infinite source of love and resources provided by Mother Earth and the universe. So, when we think about the 8-2, we think of infinity, right? Never ending. It says there are no demands, requirements, or conditions that affect your ability to access this supply. This is a wonderful reminder and the absolute truth pertaining to the abundance that is available to you. Grant your abundance the opportunity to flow into your life. It will reshape your perspective. It will strengthen and nourish you, and this phase holds a plenitude of affluence and fertility. You are lucky and blessed. I love it. So here it is again. If you wanted to pause this and screenshot it or read it again, I just feel like nourishment and playing with that energy of abundance, right? For you this week. I mean, the Mercury retrograde is a time to clear out anything that's not resonating with you. So if you have, it's also could go to action as if you have an abundance of clothes. I have a tendency to, in the fall, to add some clothing pieces to my wardrobe. I love getting new things, but I always make a deal with myself that as I bring in the new, I release the old. So I go through my closet and I just shed those things that I'm not loving anymore, that doesn't resonate with the energy that I am and who I am right now. So for some of you, your action steps is maybe you have an abundance of clothes, or you have an abundance of food, and maybe you can share that this week, kind of that giving and receiving energy. Let's see, and tapping into the energy of the abundance. So my boyfriend and I have been working with the energy of abundance, and this can support you as well. So I feel like two people working with the energy of the abundance is it just amplifies it, right? When two people declare it, Joel Osteen had a message on Sunday that was about when two people declare it, then the powers of the universe must bring it to fruition. So we are playing with the abundance energy right now, being in the new moon in Libra and moving forward in our lives. And so the affirmation that we agreed on to work with and play with is, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, easily and effortlessly, or something even better. And it's been so fun to see how unexpected money comes to us. For him, he's got the stability of a consistent paycheck. So for him, expected money is a little more easier. And for me, I experience a lot of unexpected money because I never know who's going to book an appointment. I never know what appointment they're going to book. And, that's when my unexpected money comes in. So we're really kind of working towards him with unexpected and me with manifesting expected money, right? So again, it's just playing with energy. And both of us, for example, are already in a financially secure energy. So this isn't coming from an energy of lack. We've created stability and security in our own lives individually. And so this is giving us an opportunity to play with money, but not necessarily because we need to acquire more. It's just amplifying our energy and our faith and having fun with the universe, right? So you want to be mindful of the energy you're in if you're wanting to play with, that abundance in your life. And you can apply that energy to anything. If you're applying for jobs, opportunities come into my life, expected and unexpectedly, or something even better. Friends, faith-filled friends come into my life, expected and in unexpected ways, easily and effortlessly, or something even better. So that could be an energy for you to play with this week as you're open to receiving and you're in this retrograde place of pause as, Saturn goes direct and Mercury is still in retrograde. So I hope that was helpful and supportive for some of you. So let me see here. So the Queen of the Moon Oracle, what are you being gifted with this week? Mother Mary, what are the Earth Angels being gifted with this week? Well, this reading is popping out fast. So yeah, what are you being gifted with this week? Extremes. I'm telling you, friends. Every time I pull this deck, this card comes out. It is the weirdest thing. And if you go back and rewind this a little bit, you'll see it literally popped out. So this is card number 34. We have the 3 and the 4 equals 7. 7 is an inner number, right? So especially when it's connected to self-talk, divine direction, and abundance. You're being gifted with maybe the squeeze this week. You're being gifted with challenge and adversity. And maybe this is an opportunity for you to see those things as a blessing instead of that anger and frustration and that confusion, that exhaustion getting activated, right? Again, this goes back to the cycles and rhythms. It also applies to how we respond to things. And trust me, I am a hot-blooded Italian woman. So I understand extremes with emotions, and I really learned how to play with that energy and not necessarily ignore those feelings. I mean, I've done a lot of inner work. I've had a lot of psycho-spiritual therapy to do that. And, I have found that when I lean in and embrace the extremes, the intensity, whether it be grief or anger or confusion or fear, I learned to sit and lean into it and activate that part of me, that anchor within me that knows that I can handle. And with the divine, there will be something that comes from it. There will be some shift that comes from it. So again, I almost see that hot button. So maybe some triggers this week. And again, I want this to feel empowering and not scared, like, oh God, what's going to happen? That's not what this is about. It's almost like the universe just giving you a heads up saying, hey, now is the time to do this differently. And when you do, you're going to see how liberating it is. You're going to see how healthy and empowering it is. So this is kind of a heads up. And when you're feeling those activations, being able to respond, right, in a healthier way, act instead of react, right? Breaking those unhealthy cycles, raising the vibration, and moving through the power of self-talk, and moving into the abundance in your life, right? So when we're receiving the seeds of worries, fears, doubts, you know, if you're surrounded by non-believers, or or the EarthAngel Collective can be loners, you know. My boyfriend and I joke that we're both loners. We both march to the beat of our own drums, and we kind of found each other, and now we've become loners together, which is really funny in the way the divine works. So, know that, these extremes that come up and this energy that you're in, it's an opportunity for you to really learn about yourself and grow, but you don't have to do it on your own. So you want to surround yourself with faith-filled, mutually supportive people in your life. And sometimes, and this has been my experience, sometimes those people in my life were the angels, were the goddesses, were the gods, was the divine, was Jesus, was creator. And that's all I had in certain points in my life, right? So don't be afraid to walk forward with yourself, because that's truly where you become, on an empowered level, unstoppable. Wow, that was cool. So extremes, spicy, hot moon, I love the warmth. So when you can get comfortable with the heat, right, and kind of lean into it, you see this perspiration here, one of my favorite things when I go on, a women's retreat every year is going into the sauna, right, or the sauna with the dry or the wet heat. Either, I like them both, but I can't stay in there very long. But that sweat, that perspiration, that detox your body gets, even though you'd think in your mind it feels gross, but it doesn't. It feels so incredibly cleansing. So maybe some of you, if you're healthy and you can withstand it, maybe going to a spa and maybe spending some time in a sauna or steam room with either dry or wet heat. We have some places like that here in New England that really is cost effective. It's not as expensive as you think in certain places. So there's also I'm seeing, there's a place here in Rhode Island, in Warwick. It's called Float, and they have those water tanks, those float tanks, and I've experienced it, and I absolutely love it. But it's filled with Epsom salt, and so you literally float on the water. And for me, when I go in it, I shut the bubble, I shut myself in, I turn off the radio, and I turn off the light, and I am in the womb, my friends. So finding a quiet space, is more accessible than we think. So I feel like these ideas are coming up for to encourage retreat, right, for you this week, to encourage stillness and meditation, and being able to go within, to kind of sit with this weird, I don't want to say disruptive energy, or just this stuff that comes up. So, it's with the Mercury retrograde, it always feels like a slingshot, and we're in the pullback, right? So you want to give yourself an opportunity to allow this all stuff to purge, so that when that energy releases, you're going forward in the direction of your dreams. And for me, my energy is adventure, play, laughter, fun, and freedom, right? That's where that's been the gifts of my 9-year cycle, is I want to move forward in healing with adventure, play, laughter, fun, and freedom. So again, embracing the energy. I'm a words person, so embracing the energy of words can also be empowering. Let's see here. All right. Overall, what is your message of love this week? What is your overall message of love this week? Mother Mary, what is Earth Angels' overall message of love this week? It's the most important thing. You want them to hear, see, feel, know. There it is. Just one. Yep. Oh, just 5 cards this week. All right. Oh, the only thing that is real is love. Wow. And this is the Tree of Life, friends. Here we have card number 7, right? I don't know if you can see that. We have card number 7, and right here we had 7. 7, I'm not sure if I mentioned it already. 7 for me is an inner number. It's a number that I connect with the divine feminine, and it's shadow work. You know, it's being able to go in and connect with my shadow sister, and just kind of connect and hear the fears and the worries, hear the limitations, hear the gripes, right? And just kind of understanding where that comes from, upbringing, teachers, experiences. And so, when we see this 7, it's almost like, we need to kind of go in to expand and grow. So maybe some of you are just feeling that depression, right? Maybe some of you are feeling just consumed with just the energy of the planet. So lots of nurturing this week, friends. And I feel like this is energy of reminding you of shifting out of the fear, right? Noticing it, and then moving into love. And as you look into the world for evidence of love, or you ask the divine or Holy Spirit to show you, or Mother Mary to show you evidence of love in the world, the more you look for that, the more you'll experience more of that in your life. And it could be the eyes of a baby smiling at you. It could be the gifts of Mother Nature and the beauty. Here in Rhode Island, we have had incredible weather. It has been so beautiful. And here we are in October. We're going into the second week of October, and the leaves for the most part are still green, and the weather is warm and it's sunny. And I'm hoping, I haven't checked the weather, that the long weekend will be nice, but I'm savoring every aspect of that. So, right, and that's for me the evidence of love, of warmth, of beauty. So the message here says, shift your focus from the problem back to love. So I feel like the message this week is a powerful one, a simple one. Again, we've had these experiences many times, and this is a chance to shift it. It's a heads up to say, okay, remember, only love is real. We have the tree of life here, and how many doves do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, I see. 6, if there's 6. 6 is the energy of home and family, creativity. So we have dove, 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 extremes. So I feel like Mother Mary is gifting you with peace in your heart this week, gifting you with the peace of divine direction, divine love, nurturing you. I hope this reading felt like a big ol' hug for you. Come back to it if you're feeling the intensity, right? For me, I just remind myself in those experiences that it's only temporary. I mentioned in the beginning of my video that I'm now experiencing the grief of another great loss in my life. So my dog and my adopted grandma, and it's just an amazing story how we became so close. It was like she was the granddaughter. I was the granddaughter that she didn't get to have in these last few years, and she was the grandmother that I didn't get to have in these last few years. And it was almost like we came into in each other's lives just when we both needed each other the most. And we would talk for hours, and we would share food, and we would go to plays, and we were even planning a trip to Europe together. We were going to do the Danube Waltz on the Viking cruise last year, but it got canceled because of the pandemic. So, I made a promise that I will go on that cruise and I will bring her in spirit. So, this grief that I'm moving through, these two beings were instrumental in my spiritual journey and learning as they both transition 4 weeks apart from each other. The intensity of the emotion is strong, it's powerful, it's healing, and it's very, very sad. So, if you're going through some kind of grief or loss, my heart is with you. I love you. If you're anticipating that, know that, and I've had some really beautiful blessings come from those transitions as well. And someday I'll talk about it. I know I keep saying someday I will talk about it. Someday I will look back and being able to share the blessings and the gifts of this divine journey that I'm on, and the power of death and rebirth, right? So know that you're never alone. Jesus is there to comfort you. Mother Mary is there to comfort you. You're always in the arms of the angels. So I'm going to leave that there as I close space for this reading. It really did lift my spirits, and I love the reminder of how yummy this divine energy feels, in my life. So I'm grateful to be able to share this with you. So I want to thank all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance, especially Mother Mary and Archangel Shamuel, who popped in. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started for you for this week continue for as long as it needs to be done, in mind, body, spirit, and emotions in all ways. All right, so I am back in the office. I am still seeing clients. I'm not necessarily taking time off my calendar. I may make adjustments to my schedule, so you might see limited hours or limited days. But if I can be of service, if I can support you in any way, if you're challenged or you're having a hard time seeing something from a different perspective, book an appointment. I'm still available online too, to talk about it, right? That's my divine guidance session. If you are experiencing a loss of your own, I am so grateful for mediumship. I'm so grateful for the messages I receive and the guidance that I get. So that's available to you. If you're, kind of at a crossroads and you're not sure what direction to move, that's the life purpose work that I do. So, there's a combo session if you're like, I need all of it. There's also a combo session available. Again, if you can't find a date for you that works for online or like a Zoom appointment, just private message me. My email is in the notes below, and we'll find a day or time that works for you. So that's my spiel. More to come soon, hopefully, as I move through this transitional stage in my life. I always, again, thank you for your kind messages and your words and your emails and your text messages and your cards. It's just, it's just really beautiful to be reminded of how much beauty and love there is in the world. And, I've been really blessed and I'm really grateful to be able to experience that and receive that from you. So I pray that these messages do that for you as well. So thank you so much for watching. I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine, trust your intuition, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.